Hey, I'm Matt. Today we're going to make two really quick woodworking projects that you can make for your woodworking business or for my purposes to give as gifts. I procrastinated and waited to the last second, and now I have to make a couple of gifts for Mother's Day coming up, and I want her to have something nice that I made, and that's what we're fixing to do. I got you a piece of plywood.
What?
Yes,
That's awesome.
your very own.
What am I going to make with it?
Step down here and we'll talk about it. Ready? And if you stick around, I'll show you how to make it super special. That way the person you give it to will never forget it. It'll be better than anything you could actually buy. Let's go. I've got a couple pieces of walnut that I'm going to be using for this project, but you can almost certainly use any type of wood you want. If we do the Bath Caddy, I would highly recommend some type of hardwood, and then we'll finish it properly so that the water doesn't bother it. I've seen people make these out of plywood, pine, spruce, other things, whatever's available to you. I want this to be about a 1/2 inch thick instead of, this is almost 7/8. So I'm gonna rip off a little bit just to make it a little thinner. Again, if you can use 1/2 inch stock, if you can find it. I just happen to have this and the bandsaw, so that's what I'm using. Final thickness come out to be just about, oh man, almost 3/8 of an inch. I'm gonna go ahead and sand this before we cut it and put it together. This is gonna be super simple. I know that I want the back to be at least 10.5 inches. So we're gonna go cut this, and we're gonna have a 10.5 inch piece, then we're gonna have a drop piece that we'll trim down. Actually, I'm gonna take the short piece, lay it on top of the long piece, and we're gonna have two equal pieces. So if you wanna make this 10.5 wide, you probably should for a tablet, but this is gonna be 9.5 because I didn't cut the original piece long enough. So this is 9.5 inches long now, and so we're going to cut a notch in each one of these 4 3/4, which will be half of 9.5. So about 1 inch up. Let's go 1.5 inches. We're winging it, people. So if you can see, there's going to be a notch this way and a notch this way. These two pieces will fit together like that. Maybe kind of hard to see, but I do have two lines there. We're going to try to trim that. I'm going to use the bandsaw to cut these small little notches out. If you don't have a bandsaw, feel free to use a jigsaw or whatever you got. You could actually even use a handsaw for this. Be super easy. Just about perfect. You want a little play in there so that it'll rack against itself. I'm going to take a chisel and clean up the ends so that these two pieces slide together fairly tight, I hope. And then from there you can whittle until you get just the perfect fit on each side, whichever side you want to do. So far it's looking good. We can undo these. They can flat stack somewhere out of the way or in a drawer. They can pull them out and put them on the counter for an iPad stand or a cookbook stand. Or we're going to put this also with another gift we're fixing to build next. This is a piece of walnut. It's got some sapwood in it. I think this will be perfect for a bath caddy. If your significant other likes to soak in the bath, maybe put their iPad on there, watch some TV or a Kindle or a book or something like that. And these two will integrate with each other when we're done. So that's going to be perfect. They'll have a tablet stand that will also work with their bath caddy. We're going to make this really nice. If you don't have hardwood, WTGhardwoods.com, awesome place to get it. But if you can't use hardwood, then use a thicker piece of pine so it doesn't bow. For this to fit on top of the bathtub, about 38 inches wide is how long we're going to cut this. Not making a clock, just get it close. What I don't know is if she'll actually like this. She's never mentioned before she wanted one of these, so we'll find out. All right, I want to find center because I actually want to make a little arch here and an arch here so that they're parallel with each other, so that it kind of makes it appear to be a little more round. I know that this is 38 inches. Really quick trick. All you have to do is bend your tape, hold the tape at 38 inches, and then look down the tape, and wherever it's creased at, right there will be the center. If you don't like to do math like me, I know that's going to be 19 inches. Now I need to make equal slopes. We'll figure out how to do that. Hey, if you like this type of content, hit the subscribe button really quick and then the bell icon, all so you get notified of all the new content we got coming. So to create this arch that I want, I just got a thin strip of wood that I had left over. I know that this arch goes from 1 inch to nothing, so we'll just replicate that here in the center at this center line mark and mark 1 inch. I'm also going to cut the corners off just to give it a little more detail on the edges. So now I can just take my board, move it up to that 1 inch line or mark that I made right in the center. So now we should have an arch in there, kind of go around the body when it's in the bathtub. I want to put some handles on each side, so what I'm going to do is just mark 1 inch from the end, probably 1.5 inch hole will be good for handholds. So I'll drill 2 holes, 1 on each end, and then we'll connect the dots. Forstner bits just make a cleaner cut, especially when you're dealing with walnut, stuff like that. I'm going to use my drill press. If you don't have a drill press, then you can use a regular drill, it'll be just fine. Drill 1 hole there, 1 hole there, and then we might hog out the middle too. Now we'll just connect the dots. You can use a rule, a square, whatever you got. Basically line this up edge to edge and make a mark so you know where to cut. If you're going to use a jigsaw, make sure that you have a nice new clean blade. It may look jinky, but we can fix it with a sander, especially on the bottom side because that blade. I think we need to round these over or round them, these corners, sharp edges off. I think I'll just give it a more finished look. Those sharp corners are kind of make it look a little meh. If you don't have a spindle sander like this, never fear. I actually made tons of these type handles and stove covers and sanded them by hand with a piece of sandpaper. It takes longer, but you can get the job done if you want to. And that's really the only thing about woodworking. You just got to have some want to. Any tool that you see that you don't have, there's ways around not having that tool. Trust me, I've been there and have worked around not having tools hundreds of times. Starting to take shape, we're just going to use some round over bits. We're going to round over the inside of these handles as well as all the way around the outside edges. I think a 3/8 inch round over bit will make it look nice and finished, give it a nice curved look, and then we'll start adding some extra details to the top for the tablet stand. Maybe, she doesn't drink wine, but I'll show you how to do a wine glass holder, things like that. Yeah. I'm going to use a 3/8 inch round over bit. This is a white side bit. I highly recommend getting a good sharp quality bit like white side, CMT, things like that. I think I'm going to use the 3/8. What do you think? 3/8 or 1/8 inch? 3/8 is going to give it a nice curve. It's going to be really curvy, smooth. I think that's the way to go. What do you, comment below, let me know what you think. We could chamfer it. I think 3/8 because it's going to give it a nice round, nice smooth. It's more relaxing, more calming. It's for the bath, right? Let's do it. Hope we don't screw up. That gave it a much more elegant look. I like it. Nice and smooth. Once we sand that up, man, that's going to be nice. Now we're going to put some little niceties on top just for her. All right, so I do want this tablet stand book holder to actually integrate into this. So what I've done is I measured from each side to make sure we got her in the center. And now I've put a mark where this front edge lands and where the back edge lands. And I trimmed this off to fit about a 3/4 of an inch in from the edge. That way we can actually cut a groove in there. I'm gonna take a router and route a straight line, I hope, in there. Probably, maybe use a V-bit just so it doesn't slide and get accidentally knocked off into the water. If you wanted to put a wine glass holder, what I would recommend doing, right-handed or left-handed, whatever your significant other is, look and see what your stem on your wine glass is, and then cut that notch in here with a little bit bigger, maybe a 1 inch size hole in the back, and then we'll round it off the same way. That way they can just slide the glass in and set it into the bigger indentation. There are probably 999 ways to do this, to cut this groove in this piece of wood that's already cut with this radius, and I need to put a straight line there. What I've done is just taped a piece of wood that I had left over, not taped, clamped on each end with these quick clamps, squeezed them down nice and tight, and then I put a backer here that clamps onto the board just to keep that from flexing that way. And then I basically lined up the bit where I wanted it to start, and then made sure it was going to be really close to the same spot on this end. And then I'm going to attempt to cut a groove. So the original thought was to go with a V-bit, but I've done some test cuts and I don't like the way that looks. So we're going to try an 1/8 inch straight bit. I think I'm probably going to have to jump up to a 1/4 inch bit though. Yep, that's not going to be enough. So we'll do a 1/4 inch, same setup. Fits pretty good. I cut it a little wide so it could adjust side to side, just so it didn't have to fit exactly perfect. The good thing is when you push back on it, it sticks pretty good. I think what I'm gonna do is take a good sharp chisel and just kind of chamfer the edge of this back one here. That way it'll sit down in there just a little bit better, I think. I think we need something on the top to keep anything from falling off. You know, your book, your iPad, anything like that. What do you think? Should we go with walnut to match, or should we go contrasting maple? There's nothing else contrasting on here, so I'm kind of conflicted here. I think if this piece would have been maple, this piece walnut, or vice versa, then the contrast would work better. But I think I'm just gonna go good old-fashioned walnut. Just gonna use some glue and clamp that in place and let that dry while we continue to work on the Bath Caddy. These little clamps, man, if you don't have any of these, taytools.com, I'll drop a link. These are fantastic for exactly this kind of stuff. The workbench is in a mess. I'm sure yours never gets like that. So I got those slots cut. I'm fairly happy with it. I want to clean up those corners. Now I want to cut some holes for some tea candles. I think that will kind of set the mood, a little bit more relaxing, and just give it a little more ambiance. If you do put candles on here, please blow them out, because this is wood. It will burn if the candle gets down in there. So PSA there. Going with the 1 5/8 because we all know that if I don't, and if I went with 1 1/2 inches, then what will happen? I'll buy the tea candles and they won't fit. So we want to avoid that. Where'd my chuck go? Way over there. So the great thing about this is I can just kind of put them where I want, because it doesn't really matter as long as we don't put the candle too close to the book and or the iPad. So I'm going to skew them a little bit to the left. Probably put, what do you think, 2, 3, 4? 2? Let's go with 2. One up, one down, kind of cat-a-corner from each other. All right, I ran to Walmart and grabbed these candles, and it's a good thing that I did, because these are slightly more bigger round than what I had planned at 1 1/2 inches, because these come in a glass container. I feel like that'll be a little safer than the traditional tea lights are just in a little tin, and they're really short. This will look better and should be more safer. Let's hope. More safer. That's a word, right? All I gotta do now is just kind of re-drill those holes to fit these, which are about 1 3/4 inches. Man, 1 3/4 inches would work almost perfect, but I don't have 1 3/4 inch bit. I only have a 2 inch and 1 5/8. So it really doesn't make sense. It's what we got. Is it perfect? No, but it will allow different size candles now in case these run out and we have to get some later. It should fit most any of the smaller candles, and I think that'll just look nicer. Just being a bigger candle versus the little tiny ones. I decided to go ahead and round over the corner of this tablet holder or book holder so that it kind of matched the radiuses of the bath holder itself. And then also I went ahead and started sanding. I sanded everything to 120, and then I switched over to this soft pad you see here. That gives it a nice squishy feel. What that's going to do is not hurt or damage our roundovers that we previously made. It's going to let us sand those, but it's not going to take away any more or create more of a roundover. I went ahead and done that with the 220 grip all over the whole entire surface. Now let's pop the grain. All right, because this is going in a bathtub, we need to pop the grain, and all that means is you're going to mist it with water and let it dry, and then you're going to resand it at 220, and then we'll be ready to put finish on it. Now, don't forget, we're going to set this apart from anybody else's gift by doing something very special in just a few minutes. Hit that like button if you like it so far. So I just got a regular water bottle, and I'm just going to put way too much water on there. Tell you what, let's dampen the rag. That'll work better than me soaking the board. And what this does is all those fibers you've broken while you were sanding are going to stand up now because they're damp, and it's just the way it works. Science and stuff. And once that happens, you can resand it. It'll knock those flat. That way when this thing gets damp or wet while in the bathtub, then it won't do that again. So it'll maintain that smooth finish that you put on it. If you don't pop the grain, essentially what's going to happen is the steam from the bath and things like that are going to make the grain pop anyway after you put the finish on there, and we don't want that. We're going to let that dry. Shouldn't take more than 20, 30 minutes probably in here, and then we'll come back and put the finish on. We'll go ahead and do the tablet holder that way, because it's going to be in the bathtub also. That way if it you know, steam or whatever won't make it pop later. One thing you want to make sure to do is take 220 sandpaper and get inside those handles, because that's where people's hands are going to feel that first. So you want to make sure that's smooth. Also, just take it and rub it all the same direction, or the grain direction, over the whole thing. And then where we cut these holes for the candle, I just take and just kind of hit the edge of that so that it knocks off that sharp edge. You also want to do that in the grooves you cut, just to take that sharp corner off. At this point, you're probably going to be able to see a ton of imperfections in your work, just as I do. I see them right now. I can point them out to you and tell you how terrible they look, and I wish they were better. It's okay. It really is. Just be okay with the mistakes. That's the beauty of woodworking, is those little tiny things give it character, and it means that it was handcrafted. And we're fixing to personalize this. When you put some personalization on your gift, it's going to set it way over the top of anything you could buy. I could go buy Miss 731 the most flawless diamond you've ever seen and give it to her, or I could make something that was handmade by me and then personalized by me and the kids and give it to her, and this will mean more to her than a rock. So make something for somebody and personalize it. Let's do it. To finish each of these, I'm using our very own Outlaws board butter. This stuff is so good, it should be outlawed. It works really well for cutting board applications and stuff just like this. If it's gonna be in a wet environment, or you're gonna be washing things like your cutting boards, this stuff is awesome. To set this gift over the top and make it so personal, myself and the 3 kids wrote very personal notes to Miss 731 for Mother's Day. And then after we wrote all the notes, I sealed it in with the board butter. It's gonna be there, and she can see this for as long as she has it, and hopefully that's for a very long time. Stay tuned for the big reveal. Let's see if she likes it. Man, I hope she likes it. I got you a piece of plywood.
What?
Yes,
That's awesome.
your very own.
What am I going to make with it?
Step down here and we'll talk about it. Ready?
Oh, it's a bathwater.
The Bath Caddy. Happy Mother's Day.
Thank you, babe. I love it.
So this detaches so that you can use it in the kitchen as a stand for recipes. And it also will not fall off in the water because it has little catches, right?
Yeah.
And then these little candles that sit in there so you can relax in the tub.
There's no coffee in my cup.
Not yet, no. And then on the bottom, we all wrote messages to you to make it personal. How amazing is that, to be able to give that gift, make it in just a few hours, and it still come out to be super special? Awesome. If you want another quick project that you can do really easy with minimal tools, click that box right there. It's going to take you to that video. Clicking the box gets you the big old virtual fist bump. Also, hit that subscribe button on your way out. It's not going to sting at all when you click it. It's just going to make a click sound, and then you're subscribed to the channel. Also, another one of my favorite videos right there.